Hey everybody, welcome to our non-spoiler review of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. We just got back from seeing it for the second time
Yeah,
today. And, well, what'd you think?
really loved it. I'm trying to be very mindful of the whole non-spoiler thing at the moment. Thought the cast was great. Thought the writing was great. Um, Loved the pacing throughout and the fact that there were two moments that I was kind of shocked by what I saw unfolding in the story. So I appreciate plot twists if I do not see them ahead of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a lot to like overall, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, I mean, great story and really nothing that's like rehashed from Harry Potter. Like these characters all feel very different,
Mm-hmm.
and Newt as a main character is very different than Harry. Very quirky and but like super likable guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie Redmayne, I thought just hit it out of the park,
Yes,
particularly.
he did great, and just even he did a wonderful performance, but also just J.K. Rowling's development of that
Mm,
character, and even him being so quirky, so awkward to be honest,
yeah,
and just a different kind of hero than I think you get most of the time.
yeah,
Not just in Harry Potter, just
just in general.
in general. Yeah.
Um, I mean, he's a great actor. I mean, to be a relatively new face, he's done
Yes.
some really great projects. I thought Colin Farrell was great as his,
Mm-hmm.
in his character. Not to give anything away. Um, I just thought as a whole, kind of the ensemble part of the cast
Mm-hmm.
was really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool for J.K. to write the script and this, to not come from having to go from a book
Yep.
to the movie, just being able to write it solely as a film.
Mm-hmm.
I think was a really strong part of the movie.
Yes, very much so. The pacing throughout this was, in my opinion, pretty perfect. We were in there for over 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, and did not feel that way. By the time the end of the movie came, I thought, really? This is where it's going to stop at?
Yeah,
Um, so that was just so beautifully done, so beautifully executed. All of the characters that she's introduced us here. Um, Newt, of course, the sisters, Tina and Queenie,
yeah,
and then also our first Muggle, which technically no
yeah.
Madge.
No match.
Sorry. If you're a Harry Potter fan, then it's been Muggle for a long time.
Yeah,
So,
this is true.
our first non wizarding main character or main supporting character. Um, what a great job with him.
I thought he was fantastic and really delivered kind of the comedy and even the heart of the movie. Through certain parts.
Yes.
Um, and it was just really even humor, which is something it kind of sucks me in a movie sometimes if something
Mm-hmm.
feels like it's really forced in there, and
Or
I
too
thought,
much.
yeah, or too much over the top, and I thought this felt very linear and like very
Mm-hmm.
natural. I attribute that to J.K.'s incredible
Yeah,
writing
her
style, but
writing.
um, overall, I mean, I really thought it was a really fantastic film.
Yes. And not to be punny,
Yeah,
fantastic film,
yeah,
fantastic beast. Where to
exactly.
find them? Ah, we're so funny. And also just a great start to this franchise. You know, it just recently was
Yeah,
released that this is going to be a multi-picture deal, that she is going to be involved in. Possibly Yates is going to be involved in the entire
potentially.
time.
Yeah,
And they've just set up our time period so perfectly. It's quite a bit before the Potter storyline that we're familiar with, and yet we get little glimpses of familiar characters, and um, it just sets the stage
yeah,
for what
very well.
is to come. This tension between the wizarding community and the non-wizarding community, and how to go forward from there.
Hmm. Yeah, it was
So,
actually one of my favorite things in the movie too. I think is how even though this is 70-ish years before
mm-hmm.
Harry Potter kind of starts, the wizarding world part of it feels very familiar. So
Mm-hmm.
you're automatically kind of at home in that part of the
Yeah.
story. That you're not in you're kind of removed from the timeline somewhat of
Mm-hmm.
the nomads or the Muggles.
Yeah, and I must say familiar, but also different.
Yeah,
I really like that the American wizarding community is different from
yeah,
what we know within the British wizarding community, that they have different laws, they have different ways that it's run, especially in that time period, too. I feel like it accurately
yeah,
depicts that time period historically, even with what was and what wasn't allowed, which we're not going to
Right.
go into too much right now because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But just so well done.
Yeah. Very, very well done. Great score. Has enough of, you kind of have a couple hints of the kind
Potter
of
music.
original Potter music throughout, but it's not overused. And most of it is original music that feels very much in the time frame that the movie is set.
Yes.
Very harkening
Very much
back to
so.
some kind of jazzy
Mhm.
kind of tones throughout, which I really enjoyed.
Very well done.
Yes.
So,
Scores?
yep, you first.
I think my original score would have been an 8.5, but I think after seeing it again today, I'm able to kind of pick up a little more of the story and kind of some of the nuanced bits and pieces. I'm going to give it a pretty solid 9 out of 10, I think.
Okay.
What about you?
I keep on going back and forth with this between the 8.5 and a 9. So I'm just going to say that I'm somewhere kind of in between the two. Because I think the more that I watch this movie, the more that I begin to appreciate it and what it means for the whole magical universe that they're creating here. So I'm probably leaning closer to 9 at this point. But
Yeah.
always kind of subject to waiver with me. Sorry.
It's all right. So let us know what you thought. Did you like the movie? And what are you looking forward to in the next 5 films that they have coming up?
Yep.
Just a few movies.
Just a few.
But anyway, if you like it, let us know and subscribe, all that good stuff. If you like what we're doing,
Yes, please.
and we'll be doing a spoiler-heavy review coming up soon too. So be looking forward to that.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.